Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1982 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Milwaukee Brewers at County Stadium. On the mound for Detroit is Bryn Smith, whose record is 2-1 with a 4.99 ERA. And pitching for the Brewers today is Jim Slaton, whose record is 1-0 with a 2.78 ERA. And so we had a really nice victory to finish out our homestand against the Red Sox. We won 8-2 yesterday. Jerry Uger pitched really well, only giving up the 2 runs. And Glenn Wilson hit his second home run of the year. So a solid performance all around, a victory we needed desperately. And that's what makes today's game all that much more interesting, is that I've sat down a bunch of guys who are listed as tired. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, I made a roster adjustment to our bullpen, and we'll see that here momentarily. So let's go ahead and get started with today's game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along, like and or subscribe. I just reached 200 subscribers yesterday. Thank you to everyone. I never in a million years would have thought I'd have 200 subscribers to this channel. I really appreciate it, and I'll continue to try to do a good job. But probably not today. Yeah, don't put those expectations on me today. So here's our bullpen. Everyone is available. We sent down Ricardo Aponte, who did a good job while he was up here, but his rating wasn't very good, and I just felt like he, at any moment, could implode. So we sent him down. We brought up another right-hander. This is Gil Rondon. Has not pitched in the majors since 1979. The right-hander has a pretty decent fastball. His fastball rating's an 85. He's got a good change. So, he's played a little bit for the Astros in 1976 and for the White Sox in 79. So he's not been in the majors since we started our simulation. So we're going to give him a shot to at least maybe play a week or two here, and then we'll reassess our bullpen. Bryn Smith on the mound. Having a rough start to the season. The current Brewers lineup is batting .278 against him. So we'll see if he can keep him at bay. Here's our lineup, as I mentioned. The righty Jim Slaton is on the mound today. We are going to rest Trammell, Henderson, and Mickey Hatcher due to their being listed as tired. Andre Dawson's going to sit because he sucks. So this is the way our lineup will look today. We have Kevin Bass in center field. Glenn Wilson will continue to get starts in right field. He's just playing so well right now. Marty Castillo will have a Marty party at third base, and Mark Wagner will be in there for Trammell at shortstop. So we're going to be a little bit deficient defensively. Otherwise, I think we're going to be solid today. Let's go ahead and do the Tigers official lineup rundown. Starting with Kirk Gibson leading off and playing left field today. Batting second at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting third at first base is Greg Brock. Batting cleanup and DHing today is Reggie Jackson. Batting fifth and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting sixth in center field is Kevin Bass. Batting seventh in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting eighth at third base is Marty Castillo. And finally, batting ninth, playing shortstop today, is Mark Wagner. On the mound for the Brew Crew is Jim Slaton. I love this guy's story, especially his 1 year with Detroit. He did actually finish his career in 1986 with the Tigers. But he was actually coming off an all-star appearance in 1977, going 10-14. He was the Brewers all-star that year. And then he was traded during the winter meetings to Detroit for Ben Ogilvie. Slaton was going to be a free agent at the end of the year anyway, so he got traded to Detroit for Ben Ogilvie. Season ended. What did he do? He went right back to Milwaukee and played with them for a couple of more seasons. In 1983, Jim Slaton won 14 games, which is impressive, but even more so, he did it all in relief. He became a relief pitcher. He pitched in 46 games in 1983, and he won 14 games all in relief. As I mentioned, he bounced around after his career in Milwaukee, played a couple years for the California Angels, and then eventually finished out his career as a Detroit Tigers. So kind of an interesting career. He did lead the all-time wins leader for the Milwaukee Brewers. My neighbor has a brand new motorcycle, and I was really hoping the wheel would fall off of it, but if you hear that in the background, that's what that's all about. Here is the Tigers' defensive the Brewers' defensive alignment, and you can see here they struggle defensively. First and third on the infield there are both under average, which is 80, and then their right fielder is also listed at 78, so under the major league average for this sim. Let's get started. Here's Kirk Gibson leading off against Jim Slaton. You're not going to find a lot of numbers against Jim Slaton from Detroit, as Gibby grounds out to Molitor at second base, because we really haven't seen him that much, other than the 1980 season, as Whitaker walks, Sweet Lou on first. Otherwise, other than a couple starts in 1980, he barely played at all last year, and this is the first time we're seeing him this season, as Greg Brock is safe on an error by Molitor. Runners at first and second, and here's Reggie. Much like Brock, Reggie's had a couple days off in a row. Let's see if he can crush one here. Oh, he strikes out on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Slaton. That's going to leave it up to Parrish, whose batting average is now under 300, and he's overdue for a day off. Not listed as tired as he pops it up, but definitely played more games in a row than I like to have. So maybe he'll have tomorrow off, and we'll have the Marty party behind the plate. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Here is the lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers today. Batting leadoff, playing first base, is Bob Skube. Batting second at shortstop is Ed Romero. Batting third at second base is Paul Molitor. Batting cleanup at third base is Randy Asadoor. Batting fifth in center field is Chet Loman. Batting sixth and DHing today is Dave Sachs. Batting seventh in right field is Alan Cockrell. Batting eighth in left field is Doug Loman. And batting ninth, catching today, is Charlie Moore. Bryn Smith, we expected a lot out of this guy. He's making his ninth start, and much like I said about Bruce Robbins, probably on his way back to AAA before too long. Let's take a look at his log. He hasn't won a game in ever. Like 5 starts since his last victory. Not even getting through 5 in 3 of them. So his last start was his best start. He went 5 1/3 innings, giving up 1 run and 4 hits. He has not faced the Brew Crew this season. So let's see if he can handle them today. Bob Skube will be leading off. You take a look at the defensive alignment for the Tigers. This is not our best defense, but actually everybody's over 80, so you can at least rest assured they can make the plays. Bryn Smith strikes out Bob Skube to lead off the game, so 1 down. And then he comes back and walks the light-hitting shortstop Ed Romero. Romero's got average speed. I checked before the game. Lance Parrish's caught stealing percentage. Oh, no. The only hitter on the team that's any good, Paul Molitor, just crushes it to opposite field into right field bleachers, and it's 2-0 Milwaukee. Before I was rudely interrupted by Molitor, I was going to say that Lance Parrish's caught stealing percentage is up to 20% now. So at least he's improving. Randy Asadoor flies out to right, and then Lemon slices it to right field for the 3rd out. The Brewers take the early lead. It's 2-0. Here's Kevin Bass, one-time Milwaukee Brewer. I believe we got him in the deal that sent Pat Underwood to the Brewers. Bass pops out to short. I guess it's actually to third. One down for Glenn Wilson. Glenn Wilson is on fire right now, batting .400 almost as he walks. Now we have Marty up. Now, Castillo sucks, but we're hoping that he can at least be solid defensively for us as he grounds into a double play. So, just like that, Tigers are out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the second with Dave Sachs leading off the inning and DHing today with Charlie Moore behind the plate. Sachs strikes out. 2 Ks for Smith. Next up is Alan Cockrell. Cockrell hits a frozen rope to center field. 2 down. And that's going to bring up the lefty Doug Loman. And Loman grounds it to Brock at first. And the play's made. We go to the top of the third. 2-0 Milwaukee. Mark Wagner leading off. Wagner batting .440 so far this season in limited duty. Grounding out to short. Here we are in the third inning. Still do not have a hit. There we go. Gibson finally gets us on the board with a base hit to left. We're not going to go for 2. Loman doesn't have a very good arm, but it's not worth the risk. 1 down. I guess we're going to let Whitaker swing away. Pulls it inside. I thought that was going to get through. Instead, they get the lead runner at second. So Gibson's out. Whitaker's safe at first. And there's 2 down for Greg Brock. And Brock takes up ball 4. He's walked both plate appearances. So it's first and second. And a chance here for Reggie to do something big. Reggie batting .280 with 8 home runs, leading the team. And he hits a weak ground ball to third. And that'll do it. So at least we got a hit, thanks to Gibby. We go to the bottom of the third with Charlie Moore leading off. Moore ground ball to short. Moore definitely the superior defensive catcher on the Brewers. They have 3. I think Ned Yost is the other one on the bench. And Bob Skube just hits a home run to left center field. Everybody hits him opposite field. How often does that actually happen? I don't know. Not nearly as much as I think. As Romero hits a line drive to first. There's 2 down. By the way, that was Scooby's 4th home run on the season. And then Molitor, who got the Brewers on the board with a 2-run shot, pops out in a foul ground on the first base side. So we go to the top of the 4th. Now we're down by 3. Lance Parrish leading off. Striking out, 2 Ks for Slaton, who's coming up on 70 pitches now. 74 with this one as Bass grounds it back to Slaton. 2 down. And then Glenn Wilson grounds out to second. Pitiful, pitiful, pitiful. Here we are in the bottom of the 4th. We have Randy Asadoor leading off, then Chet Lemon and Dave Sachs. Asadoor grounds out to first, 1 down. Chet Lemon, sharp line drive right at Brock. Brock makes the play. He's going to leave it up to Dave Sachs to get a 2-out rally going, and he manages to get a base hit. Past Wagner at short. 3rd hit for the Brewers. You have 3 hits and 2 of them are home runs. As Cockrell pops it up on the infield to Whitaker. And Whitaker makes the play. We're going to the top of the 5th with Marty Castillo leading off. Oh, there we go. Marty goes back to the future with a home run to left center field. His 3rd home run on the season. Nicely done. Marty Castillo. That's a party at home plate. Pick up the red solo cups. Move on to Mark Wagner, who gets a base at the left field. Back-to-back hits for the Tigers. We have Wagner at first, and we're not going to try to steal. We are going to hit and run. Let's see if Gibby can get his second hit of the day. Little number. Oh, it's going to be an infield single to short. There's the second hit for Gibson. Still nobody out. First and second now for Sweet Lou. Lou really struggles versus righties. I don't get it. It's the opposite effect for Lou, who's only batting .218 versus right-handers. And he hits a line drive right at first, and everybody's back safe. So one down for Greg Brock. And as I said, we gave Brock 2 days off in a row. He has been rough these last couple of weeks. As Brock hits a fly ball to right, Wagner will tag and go to third. And Reggie, again with an opportunity here, driving some runs. He's had runners in scoring position all 3 times up. And he comes through finally. There we go, Reggie. Base hit to right field, run scores. And it's 3-2 Milwaukee. First and third now for Parrish. Parrish's average down to .294, batting .270 versus right-handers, and he drops it in to center field for a hit. This game is tied. Jim Slaton is now listed as tired. We are not going to try to advance Reggie to third. Jim Slaton had 100 pitches. Let's see if Kevin Bass can break the tie. He does with a base hit to center field. Reggie could even score on that. A triple from Kevin Bass, a 2-run triple, and it's 5-3 Detroit. 5 runs on the board. We had a 6-run inning yesterday. So the Tigers are rallying. I like this. Not giving up. Ground ball to third by Wilson, who's having an off game so far. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Tigers are now up 5-3. He had 6 hits in that inning. It's going to be Doug Loman, Charlie Moore, and Bob Skube. Doug Loman leading off. And a ground ball to second from Loman. Whitaker tosses him out, 1 down. Next up is Charlie Moore, and Moore hits a sharp liner into the bleachers on the right field side, and it is 5-4. Third home run for Milwaukee today. These are Harvey's wallbangers after all. 1 down. Next up is Bob Skube. They don't even have Skube grounds out to Smith. They don't even have Gorman Thomas in the lineup. Thomas, as I mentioned in the last series, hit 39 home runs in 1982 and tied for the American League lead with Reggie Jackson, who, of course, was on California. Oh, you got to be shitting me. Come on. A fly ball to deep center field, and Gibson drops it. And the Gibby is not good defensively in left field. His numbers are up, but .949 fielding percentage in left. That is his 4th error in 36 starts this season in left field. That's pretty bad. And Gibby, admittedly, was not a good defensive outfielder, so this is sort of accurate. But that's mostly because he just didn't have the wheels, and there's the tie ball game right there. Unbelievable. 5 all on the RBI single from Molitor. That's an unearned run. Brewers are fighting back, and then Asadoor strikes out. What a bunch of crap. Remember, the Brewers started out, I believe it was 1-11 before they got their act together. And they're still suffering from injuries. Randy Reddy, their DH, is going to miss the rest of the year. And Fred what was his name? Holdsworth, as Castillo grounds out to first. Fred Holdsworth is injured for a couple more months. He's the number 5 starter. Mark Wagner ground out to third, and they're finally going to take him out. Bring in Pat Underwood. We like Pat Underwood, and we miss him. Good pitcher for us. Take a look at his numbers. Making his 15th appearance, 2-2 with that .421 ERA. Opponents are betting .269 against him. He's got 4 saves, but he's blown 3. And that's what we like to see right there. He blew a lot for us, too. He just flat out blew. But we liked him anyway. 2 down. Here's Gibby, lefty on lefty crime, as he strikes him out. Underwood wins that battle to go to the bottom of the 6th. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. Player of the game for Detroit so far? I don't know. I mean, Castillo hit the home run. Bass had the 2 RBI triple that gave the Tigers the lead temporarily. So maybe he might be the leader at this point for the player of the game. Okay, Bryn Smith is going to face Chester Lemon. Lemon grounds out to Brock, 1 down. Dave Sachs up next with a base hit through the left side of the infield. That is the 6th hit for the Brewers. Alan Cockrell up next, and he walks. Unbelievable. Okay, we're going to bring in Cappy. I have no idea how this is going to go. Capizzello, he has just been so good, and yet he's certainly overdue to give up some runs. You see here, he did give up well, it's been a while since he gave up an earned run, right? Was it 10 games? So we'll see how he does today against Doug Loman. 1 down, runners on first and second. Doug Loman batting 172 versus lefties, and he walks him. And it wasn't even freaking close. We got to pull the infield in. Charlie Moore crushes lefties. We do have Skube up next, so we may as well just leave him in and face the consequences. There we go. Yeah, he was well overdue. That'll untie the game. Everybody just moves up 1 base. Pull the infield in again for Skube. And that'll clear the bases. Oh, no. The catcher couldn't score from first. It's 8-3. And we may as well bring in the rookie. Making his Tigers debut, Gil Rondon. We've already looked at him. You don't have to see him again. It hardly matters at this point. Oops, there we go. Romero, ground ball to third. Moore holds, 2 down. And Hall of Famer Paul Molitor strikes out. Damage is done. Tigers have given up 5 runs in the last 2 innings. And we are losing 8-5 right now. Okay, so at least Whitaker hits lefties well. We go to the top of the 7th. Sweet Lou. Fly ball to right. Next up is Greg Brock, 0 for 2 on the day. Make it 0 for 3. And Reggie. But despite his 167 batting average versus left-handers, he seems to be doing pretty good versus lefties. And he flies out to center here. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Of course, no robot race today. We've already done 3 robot races for the first round of the playoffs to win the Raleigh Fingers autograph. So the next home game, which will be against the Yankees, coming up after this series, will feature the robot race once again. We'll keep that going. Here we go. Randy Asadoor walks. Oh, God, this is brutal. Then Chester Lemon moves to second on a wild pitch. Asadoor does, that is. Lemon pops it up on the infield. Wagner goes into the outfield grass to get it. There's 1 down. Next up, Dave Sachs of shit. Another wild pitch. Moves Asadoor into scoring position. I mean, we got to pull the infield in. We can't give up another run. Oh, there we go. Hard ground ball to third, and the plays to the plate. And Sachs is thrown out. Not Sachs. Asadoor. Asadoor and Sachs is shit. That's who we're looking at on the base pass. Another walk, and now we have a lefty. May as well let him face it. And another walk. 3 walks from Gil Rondon. on the verge of having his major league debut, just get destroyed. There we go. A ground ball that gets past Brock at first. All 3 runs score, and it's 11-5. And we're going to intentionally walk Bob Skube and give Rondon the chance to get out of this inning with a little self-respect, and he walks another guy. 5 walks. I guess that's probably enough, right? We're going to bring in Tom Hume. Bases are loaded again. It just got cleared a minute ago. And Hume strikes out Molitor. Oh, man. After yesterday's great victory, I was feeling so much hope. But not to be. As Parrish hits a fly ball into left center field. 1 down. Here's Kevin Bass turning around, batting right-handed. Flies out to right. Glenn Wilson. No, Wilson likes lefties. Ground ball right back to Underwood. And that'll do it. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Down by 6. Randy Asadoor grounds out to third. Chet Loman. Ground ball gets past Whitaker. 10 hits for the Brew Crew. Next up is Dave Sachs, popping it straight up. Caught by Whitaker for the second out. And Alan Cockrell grounds out to first. All right. Well, we go to the top of the 9th. We are terrible. Marty hits a home run earlier, and he strikes out here. Down to our final 2 outs. Wagner, 1 for 3 on the day. Grounds out to short. And here's Gibby. Maybe with a base hit. Gibson might be our player of the game. So that's still undecided. Nope, he's out. Player of the game will probably go to Kevin Bass. Tigers lose 11-5. Another pathetic performance. We are 9-12 in the month of May. Take a look at the standings. Still a half game back. We're 3-7 in our last 10, which is as bad as Toronto, and that's not the company you keep in the American League East. Let's take a look at the National League. I feel like it's been a while since we looked. Wow. Montreal and the Mets are atop of the East as former leaders, St. Louis and Chicago, have fallen back. A tight race, though. It's anybody's race. And then in the West, Cincinnati has a 2.5 game lead over the Houston Astros. So take a look at the transactions. Lemmy Miller of the Dodgers had a 20-game hitting streak broken. Lemmy, I don't know who this guy even is. 21 years old and batting .300. And playing left field, I guess, for the Dodgers. That's crazy. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Just such a disappointing game. What a real bummer. We're going to give a player of the game to Kevin Bass, who at one point untied the game and gave the Tigers a 2-run lead. It just couldn't hang on to it. That was his first triple of his career, I believe. It was. So congratulations to Kevin Bass on his first career triple. Marty Castillo hit his 3rd home run. Bryn Smith just sucked. He's 2-2 now. The errors did not help. The Gibby error, I should say, that kept that inning alive and ended up giving up all those runs. I guess Gil Rondon probably not a future piece to our bullpen. All right, that's going to do it. We're going to come back tomorrow with Game 2 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great day.